Number 10. The arrow. The stone pressure plate, the wooden pressure plate, can emit signals when we press them. However, the wooden plate allows us to activate with items or even arrows, while the stone pressure plate doesn't work even with items, nor with arrows. Now knowing that Bob mentioned it, I will tell you a secret of the wooden plate. As you saw a moment ago, the wooden pressure plate can be activated with arrows as long as they are above the pressure plate, no? Well, something you probably didn't know is that the arrows are capable of activating the pressure plate on the side of a block. But what's the point of this if the arrow isn't touching the pressure plate at all? Well, this has quite an explanation, easier than you think. All Minecraft entities have a hitbox. In this case, the arrows have a hitbox that is bigger than what is seen with the naked eye. So what happens is that when we launch an arrow on the side of a block, this will end up activating the pressure plate. Here you can see that the arrow is clearly on the side, but the hitbox is pressing the pressure plate. This trick can help you to create secret bases, such as shooting an arrow next to this block and pass. Or why not hide a secret chest inside your house? Absolutely no one will suspect that it will be activated with an arrow, and you can also close it simply by picking again. Number 9. Fireworks. All of us have enjoyed launching cute fireworks. However, when the player is the one launching the firework, it always goes in a straight line. But did you know that we can change the direction of the fireworks with just water? Well, in case you notice, take a dip and throw fireworks into the water. You won't notice any difference. They keep going straight. But the secret thing is to place water that is flowing. That is, that it is dispersing in a straight line. Now, if you throw fireworks into this water, you will see how the firework can go to the right. Wow, this looks like a tremendous fireworks cannon. The more the water flows, the more directed the firework will be. Now look what happens if you build this star with flowing water, and I'll start to launch fireworks everywhere. Look how the final result is. We can make a real fireworks show using only streams of water. Number 8. Rail. You know the difference between the activator rails and the detector rails. Although they look the same, they have different functions. First of all, the activating rails, that is the yellow ones, essentially serve to boost the player's speed, while the activating rails, that are color red, behave practically the same as a redstone block. For example, they can detonate a card with TNT, also cut the passage of items in the card with a hopper, or this rail can also activate a command that is inside a card with a block command. But besides all those functions, the activator rail also has a function that almost no one knows about, being able to unmount any entity or player when they pass over this rail. This is a great way to annoy some of your friends. They will unmount and he will know why. Number 7. Lapis lazuli. Okay, what I am about to reveal to you is something that Mojang is not going to like at all. In fact, it is possible that he will end up changing it after this video, because you knew that the lapis lazuli mineral is always connected with the diamond mineral. I know, this sounds super false, but it is totally true. If at any time you are in a desperate situation and you need to get an urgent diamond, all you need is to find a generation of lapis lazuli. Because for some strange programming reason, wherever you find lapis lazuli, there will be minerals underneath, as diamond. But how can we do this? The first thing you must do is find a generation of lapis lazuli. Then you must identify the node. If you are in Minecraft Java Edition, you can use the F3 key and look for the node. But if you are in Minecraft Bedrock, you can guide yourself with a map. As long as your little arrow is pointing up, you will be in the north. And once you are looking north, you must place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. And in 5th, go down. Just below, you will find diamond minerals. You have to look very good. I'm going to run a command to remove all these stones so you can see much better. There we have the lapis lazuli generation. Now, I am going to remove all these stones. And look, at this we have diamond just below. Sometimes it can be further from the 4 blocks, but it works. Let's see another example. Without any type of cut, here we have a generation of lapis lazuli. Identify the north, then we count 1, 2, 3, 4 approximately, and now we will remove all these stones. And wow, here we have diamond, and it also works in Minecraft Bedrock. We look for a mine, we identify the north with a locator map, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and we break all the deep slate until we find a diamond. There we have it. You should know that sometimes it may fail. However, it works most of the time, and this is still working on 1.19.2 version. Number 6. Keyboard. Did you know that if you are in Minecraft Java Edition, you have access to a combination of secret keys? It is something that the vast majority of players do not even know exists, because this combination of secret classes are done by pressing the F3 key. But what does this combination do? Well, suppose you have a chest full of special things: player heads, enchanted armor, books, minerals, banners. Well, you knew that we can turn this chest into a command line by pressing F3 plus I key. All you have to do is look at the chest and then press F3 plus I reply. Then I go to the chat and paste it. Now I have a huge command which will generate the chest that I had. But be careful because it also copies the coordinates. So in this case, I'm going to change the coordinates. And wow, I have the chest with everything inside in one command line. Just imagine how long it would take me to write this command by hand. The best thing is that this also works with shulkers, with barrels too, and in general with any block. For example, we can copy some seeds and have this strange block. Number 5. Treasure. Put yourself in the following situation. You get on a boat and go in search of a shipwreck. You get off and start looking for the hidden chest, and then you find a treasure map. You decide to follow the treasure map, but it exists a big problem. Surely it will have happened to you that when you get right to the area with the X, you start digging and digging and you never find a chest. Well, this tutorial is over. In Minecraft Java Edition, we have something hidden in the formation of the F3 key. This hidden information will make you find a treasure chest in a matter of a minute. Just press the F3 key. Observe how in the block sections, there is another section on the right that there are the chunks. Knowing this, you have to place yourself along the closest to the X possible. Open your F3. Now you must take the chunks coincide with the coordinates 9. 9 just move through the water, and when you get the coordinates 9 in the chunk section, head down, and just in this block, the treasure chest will be hidden. The Minecraft code generates the treasure chest always in chunks 9. The Minecraft code generates the treasure chest always in chunks 9. Number 4. Welder. In this game, we have two blocks that look very similar. The dispenser with a ooh face, and the welder with the ah face. In the case of the dispenser, it can drop items, but when it has a projectile like an arrow, a ball of snow, or a potion, or even a fluid such as water and lava, the dispenser will throw it as if it were a player, while the welder will do the opposite, because as its name indicates, it will drop everything in the form of an item. It will not be as the dispenser. But did you know that the soldering block has a function that hardly anyone uses? It turns out that the soldering iron can do practically the same function as a hooper. If you place a line of soldering irons in this way, I can go passing this diamond to other welders until it reaches the end. And not only that, it can also be done vertically, as if it were an item elevator. But things do not end here. They are able to transfer items to chests, also to barrels, or even to ovens. And something very funny that you can do is use the trap chest. If you put a welder, you fill it with an item, and then put the trap chest, every time you open it, it will give you an item. It's very funny. Number 3. Stealth. The new ancient cities brought with them a new crouch and stealth mechanic, so the sensors won't detect you, nor will the warden. But at what age did you find out that the stealth mechanic has actually been around in Minecraft since very old versions? Well, all the hostile creatures that exist in Minecraft are affected when you are crouched. That's right, this is not only useful with the warden. To demonstrate it, we are going to generate a creeper right on the red platform. But before generating it, I am going to be crouched. So we start. I'm crouching here with the creeper, and we can see that he's not looking at me. But once I stop crouching, boom! The creeper saw me. Obviously, this doesn't mean that when you shift, they'll never see you, but it will make it much more difficult for him to know that I'm here. Number 2. Weather. In this game, we have sensors that detect daylight and night. However, we also have another type of sensor that hardly anyone uses in Minecraft, and this sensor is the cauldron. That's right, the cauldron is not only used to make potions. Well, it can do something that no one can do with a weather detector. Thanks to the cauldron, we can know when it's raining. You just have to place a comparator right in front of it, and when it's raining, the cauldron can slowly fill with water. That's it, your clothes don't get wet. If you want to detect storms, you can use the lightning rod, but the cauldron is even better because this can also detect when there is snow, since the cauldrons will fill the snow slowly in a snowy biome. Number 1. End. Did you know that enchanted armors that we can find in the end cities are much more valuable than the enchantments you make with books and anvils? But what's the difference? Well, this is because every time you increase the enchantments of an armor or a tool, it will become more and more expensive, reaching the point that it tells you that it is too expensive to improve it. It will most likely have happened to you at some point in your survival. That is why armor and tools that you find in the end cities are more valuable. By default, the chests of the cities will always appear with very good enchantments, and the huge difference is that these tools already come with very good integrated enchantments. Therefore, you will use the anvil much less with these tools. To improve them, you will only need a few more books, and you will have a much cheaper tool. It will be much more difficult for you to get the very expensive one. On the left, you have another episode of another series, and on the right, you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm.